everyone, this is Noelle at Petitti's, and we're talking roses today. And just rose care as we get into the summer months. What do you do? How often do you prune or deadhead? All those types of things, so we'll cover that. First of all, I think probably the most common rose that people are really familiar with is a knockout rose. So these knockout roses are planted in the garden here in the landscape. They're doing beautifully. They produce flowers and more buds, and you'll see the new bud growth is usually like a red. They'll keep on coming out and flowering for you, and really easy to deadhead these roses. Just take a clean pair of pruners, go ahead and take your spent rose and go down as far as you can, maybe to some main growth, or just give yourself a little bit of stem so you can put it in a bud vase. These roses do grow and produce better if you can deadhead, okay? If you can't, that's okay, because shrub roses, that's their job. They're just gonna keep on producing for you, keep on producing on top of the old. It's kind of the same thing with drift roses. So drift is a great ground cover rose. The roses are a little bit smaller, the leaflets are a little bit smaller. It's got a smaller habit altogether, but same thing. They'll keep on producing for you, so you don't have to do a lot of deadheading, but when you get an opportunity, you do want to try it. It will clean up that plant. If you leave a dead rose on the plant, what that does is it can attract fungal disease, it can attract insects. So again, removing them as often as you can, that's a great thing to do. Now, hybrid tea roses are going to be your classic. They're going to be beautiful roses, wonderful fragrances. They grow very long, straight stems with usually a rose on top, okay? With hybrid tea roses, what we'd like to do is you take the flower here that you're going to cut, and then you actually count down leaf sets. So you typically count down 1, 2, 3 leaf sets, right around there, getting to that leaf set that has 5 leaflets on it, and you cut just above that 5 leaflet set. On this rose, this hybrid tea is called Mercury Rising, and right here I've got a new bud coming up already, and you can see that dark red growth again. So I'm just going to cut it right above that bud at a 45-degree angle, and we'll show you close-up pictures so you can see, right at a 45-degree angle just above that new bud growth. So that one's cut, ready to go. Oh, that one's wonderful. Now this rose here is called Hot Cocoa. Hot Cocoa has this great color. It's like a burgundy orange, sort of chocolatey color. It's fantastic, and it has a nice fruity smell to it. Now these are Floribunda type roses. Floribundas are a little bit more short, compact, and they tend to produce flowers in a small bouquet. They have very short stems, but there's usually a cluster of flowers that are produced. With this rose, it's very easy to remove. I have a spent flower here that you can see in the back, but there's 2 new buds right next to it. So I'm just going to cut down to where that new bud is coming out. So that's a very short stem there, okay? So you can trim, and once that whole bouquet is done and finished blooming, you can again count down 1, 2, 3 leaf sets, and then prune just above that leaf set that has the 5 leaflets on it, okay? This next rose is David Austin, and these David Austin roses are an old-fashioned rose. They have the old-fashioned rose look and fragrance, Old English roses that is, more like a cabbage style, but they are crossed or hybridized with a more modern shrub rose. So they have some very good vigorousness, good blooming on them, lower maintenance with these roses. This rose is called Poet's Wife. It's this beautiful sort of light yellow, creamy yellow. And again, if I'm gonna cut this rose to put in a vase, I'm gonna cut back to either a new bud, so there is a little bud right there. So this stem is gonna be pretty short where I'm cutting to enjoy, okay? So there's Poet's Wife. So those are all great, you know, different types of roses, very easy to prune, just as long as you, again, follow the directions where you're either removing the flower, deadheading it on its short stem, or cutting down 2 to 3 leaf sets, finding the leaf set that has the 5 leaflets on it, and then pruning right above that at a 45-degree angle, and that's always really good. The last thing with maintenance is you do want to feed your roses. You're feeding your roses about once every 6 weeks. Rose tone is a great organic granular fertilizer to apply around the base of the roses. Scrape it in if you can with a cultivating fork, and then water it in. That works very, very well. Application, again, about once every 6 weeks to 8 weeks. The other thing that we look at is some roses have a terrible time with disease, powdery mildews, black spots, all those types of things. So if you're finding that you have disease issues, insect issues, you can use this product. This is Bayer All-in-One Rose and Flower Care. And what's neat about this is a systemic type disease control and insecticide and fertilizer. So you apply this once every 6 weeks. You basically just mix and pour it, and you pour it again around the base of the rose to take care of any of those issues. If you don't want to use a product like Bayer, there are also natural sprays that you can use, and this is Bonide's Rose RX 3-in-1, and this product is actually neem oil. And neem oil is really great, especially to control mites on roses, because they can be pretty tricky. Mites, any of your fungal issues, and also insect issues. So this is an oil that controls all 3. So that's nice. You want to spray that on the roses. Overcast day is really best. We don't want to burn the foliage. Try to get the underside of the leaves as well. Okay, so all good solutions that you can use out in the rose garden, and a few pruning tips, and you're ready to go. Enjoy.